I'm Matt Bird, and welcome to the PublishU podcast, where we feature the real life stories of authors from around the world. Today, I'm joined by Mark Holden from Nottingham, who has written a book called Surviving a Stabbing. Mark, it's great to have you with us. How are you doing?
Yes, thank you, Matt. It's great to be here. I'm doing really well, thank you.
Good. So, Mark, you live in Nottingham in the UK. What do you do in Nottingham in the UK? What's your day job?
Very good question. So, yeah, I live in Nottingham. I work in schools. So, I'm based in
A
schools, a couple
teacher.
of schools in Derby. No, I'm a mentor. So, I go into schools and I support children through mentoring.
Okay. So one-to-one work. Are these children that are struggling or children that are excelling?
A mixture of both. So, the children who are doing really well, but perhaps have some other issues, family issues outside of school, or children who need more support with their academic side. So, it's a mixture of everything, really.
Yeah, that's great. And so, why would you work with some children and not others? I mean, is that the decision of the school, or who makes that decision?
Yeah, so it's a good question again. It's the school. So the school refer children to me. So they know the children better than I do, obviously. They decide which children would benefit from one-to-one support.
Yeah, amazing. Wow. And for you, what sort of changes do you see in the lives of the children you mentor?
Ah, very good. Yeah, so some of them it can be just the growth in confidence. Some of them it's anxiety, so they're gaining confidence in their own ability. Other ones they're dealing with issues, anger management, things like that, behavior issues, and we're just seeing improvement through they're learning to control emotions, their temper, things like that. So yes, sometimes it's a slow process as with anything, but it's great when you see results.
Yeah. So a child's kind of like referred to you by the school because they're losing their temper and getting angry in the classroom. How can you help them change?
Yeah, very good. So we'd look at strategies. I'm not counselling. I'm just giving them strategies that they can work towards to improve their behaviour in that sort of situation. So it's giving them techniques. So instead of lashing out, smashing things, what could they do? So it could be breathing techniques. It could be just learning to take a time out, or it could be learning to deal with stress in more productive ways rather than destructive ways.
Wow. And kids that are excelling and they're referred to you, what sort of stuff are you helping them with?
So that, again, it can be anxiety. So some of the children may be academically flying, but really struggling with anxiety. So it's giving them that belief that they're doing well, and actually they can handle other areas of their life as well. So it's giving them the ability to control, breathe again, and just work through those issues.
Wow. Incredible. Great work. Really
Thank
great
you.
work. And now you've become an author. Um,
Yeah.
what made you decide to write and publish a book?
Very good question. Well, it was actually a friend of mine who's actually my boss. He wrote a book last year. He did the course with PublishU.
Oh, oh yeah.
He produced a book, a guy called Joe Lowther, really good guy. I was chatting to him about my story, and he said, "Look, why don't you give it a go?" So I thought about it, and yeah, I went for it. I went for it. So yeah, it was thanks to Joe that
Yeah.
this came around, really.
And he was saying, Mark, you've got a story, and it's a story worth telling.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. He's been very supportive of me, and he said, "Look, there's been some tough things you've gone through, and that story's worth telling and sharing." So yeah, I just want to say big thanks to Joe, big shout out to Joe for that
Oh,
as well.
very good. There we go. And so, Mark, what is your story? What's your book about?
Well, my story is called Surviving a Stabbing, and unfortunately, that's a true story. It's not fiction. It's about what happened to me a couple of years ago when I was the victim of a stabbing, a random stabbing,
In a
and how
school or on
I,
a high street or?
well, believe it or not, in church, as I left church one Sunday morning. So I was working for church at the time. I left the church building, and unfortunately, this happened just outside the church. So yeah, quite incredible, really.
And was it, tell me to shut up if I'm asking too many questions, but was it somebody you knew, somebody you didn't know, somebody who was from the church, from the community?
It's someone I'd met maybe once or twice, but I didn't really know them very well. So, yeah, it's just a very unfortunate incident. And yeah, it was devastating at the time, obviously. And that's something I've been working through. And actually, for me, writing this book has been a really helpful and healing process.
Hmm. So did they have a grudge against you or was it just a random act?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a random act. Unfortunately, the young man had severe mental health issues, and
Hmm.
that led him to
Oh my
this state. So I don't think it was personal. It was just something that was,
God.
I don't know, random acts, probably the best way to describe it. Yeah.
So it's not what you expect to happen leaving a church on a Sunday morning.
No, not at all. No, no. It was. Yeah, very surprising and unexpected. So yeah, it's devastating, really. But I'm very glad to be here and to be able to tell
Absolutely.
my story.
Yeah. And was it a minor stabbing or was your life at risk?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was major serious injuries. I was in surgery within an hour of the attack, so I had to have major operation, major surgery. Would have eventually, yeah, which did save my life. So it was severe, very severe. Yeah.
And gosh. And how do you feel towards this young man after what happened?
Well, actually, I think because there's been no relationship between us beforehand, and because it was random, very ever since the very beginning, I haven't really felt anything towards him. I think especially when I found out fairly early on that he had these issues that he was dealing with himself, and it was just unfortunate. I haven't felt feelings of hate towards him or hatred or bitterness,
Yeah.
and I think that's been helpful for me in my journey of recovery, actually.
Yeah. So, what's how's this, I mean, how's this impacted your life? I mean, something like this cannot not change you. So I guess what
Yeah.
I'm asking is, how has this experience changed you?
Um, well, probably that's a better question to ask my wife. She's probably she can spot the changes better than I can. I think for me, obviously initially, it's led to me changing my job, my career, um, my path at the moment. It's impacted my confidence, as you can imagine. Perhaps initially out and about in public.
Yeah,
Who's this guy? Do I know that person? Oh, I best cross the road here. I don't feel comfortable. So there's definitely been impact there on how I feel when I'm out and about, safety wise. And I guess, yeah, I think it's just probably hit my confidence in a big way. Um, I think some of my joy, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
I think I lost a bit of enthusiasm and enjoyment in life. Just think, wow, is this possible? This happens in life? Oh, wow, okay. And that's been something I've been working through. And I think the process of writing books has been helpful for me to deal with those thoughts and feelings, actually.
yeah. Yeah, I always say to people, writing a book is very therapeutic.
Yeah.
And is there anything positive that has come out of what's happened, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. So part of the story is it's a story of love and hope. So it's I've just been so blown away by the outpouring of love and support that myself and my family received from family, wider family, friends, but also strangers, people in the community who just supported us and were just so shocked by what happened. So I think for me, it's been that the way we've just been supported as a family. We were an example. We were given meals for 6 weeks,
Yeah,
which was just amazing. People helped when I couldn't do the school run. People helped with that, collecting and dropping my children off at school. And people have just really shown us love. We were blessed financially as well. People were just very generous towards us, and I think that's been something that's come out of it. Just seeing the very best of people.
yeah, yeah. Amazing. Gosh. Well, I mean, your book tells the story. And so people should get the book and read the whole story, which is amazing. I mean, your book's now published, available worldwide. How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel?
I can't believe it, really. I'm just blown away. I think from something that started with a conversation with Joe,
Yeah,
whenever it was last year, to now the book is out. I just can't believe it. I feel sometimes I think, what have I done? What have I done this? Because it's so personal. Because it's so personal, I think it's just getting stuff out there. So I think I feel vulnerable in a way
yeah, yeah.
because
I
I'm
can understand.
opening up my thoughts and my feelings,
Yeah,
but also just I feel quite I'm delighted and proud of myself that I've managed to do it.
yeah, and you should be.
If you told me this time last year, I don't think I would have done it. So I'm really pleased that I've got to do it. So I'm excited. Yeah,
As you
really
said, you
excited.
joined the PublishU Writing My Book course. How did the Writing My Book course help you, Mark, write your book?
Yeah, well, I haven't done anything like this before, obviously. I'm very new to writing. Although I have worked in schools, I haven't done anything this side of stuff. And I just felt initially the course, you feel a bit overwhelmed. Okay, I'm going to write a book of 30,000 words. How will that work?
Yeah,
But I think the course is so well made and structured that it's broken down into weekly conversations, Zoom calls that actually they explain what you do each week. They give you things to work towards. And I think if you stick to that model, which I've been able to do,
mm,
by the end of the course, you think, wow, the book's there. So it was really helpful. It was bite-sized chunks almost.
yeah,
So I wasn't overwhelmed. And I think that was really helpful because I think, as you know, people can get overwhelmed at the thought of writing a book, but it's so well structured that it helps you to do it step by step, which was really great.
yeah. Amazing. Best way to eat an elephant is in bite-sized chunks.
It is.
That's what we did. How to write a 30,000 word book in bite-sized chunks. And you did it.
Yeah, I did.
Congratulations.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
And,
much.
at the beginning, did you imagine you'd actually do it?
There were a few doubts initially, I think, more than a few doubts. But I thought, well, actually, I got to the point where I've come so far. I need to finish this.
Mm, mm.
I got to the middle of the course and like, you know what, it's difficult, but I can do it. And by the time I finished the course, it was like, wow, it's done. So there were doubts, but I'm very pleased I managed to keep on going through and got to the end.
Yeah, amazing. Well done. And
Thank you.
writing a book for anybody is a vulnerable experience, but somebody's had the experience you have to write about it. It's really powerful what you've done. Mark, what would be your hope of what the book achieves in the world?
Good question. Yeah. I think because of the content and the subject of the book, dealing with trauma, experiencing something like that, and hopefully it shows that you can come through it and thrive. Hopefully, I'd want the book to perhaps help people who are going through not obviously the same situation, but people who are going through difficult situations. It's like well, there is hope. You can come through these situations. Although life might never be the same as it was before, you can have a great future and a promising future, an exciting future. So I'd encourage people who perhaps been through stuff, going through stuff, or know people who are going through stuff to read it. Um, as I say, it's just very honest account of what I've been through and how support of others and my faith has helped me get through it.
Mm,
So I just encourage people to read it because it's we all go through difficult times in life. We don't know why. Some of the questions in the book asking why, we don't know that. We don't always get the answer with one, but there is a way of coming through it and coming through it stronger, which I hopefully comes out in the book.
mm. Mark, thank you. And thank you all for listening to the PublishU podcast, where we genuinely hear the real life stories of authors from around the world. And if you're interested in becoming an author like Mark, please do visit our website, www.publish, the letter U, publishu.com, and be in contact with us. And if you've enjoyed this broadcast, make sure you subscribe for more. Thank you so much for listening, and goodbye for now.
Thank you.